Hey, and welcome back to MUFC Realist TV. Mick Ruby with your latest Manchester United news and transfer news. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Manchester United midfield targets confirmed for January or the summer window. We're talking about Carlos Beleba. I cannot believe it. Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, Adam Wharton from Crystal Palace, Angelo and Conor Gallagher. Furthermore, Ben Jacobs has been speaking on the United stand with some shock updates. The Manchester United are looking on Fulham's fullback, Antony Robinson, which I absolutely love and will love to do as well. We're going to talk about Zirkzee. It's a surplus for requirement. Will he leave in January? We have rumors speculating that West Ham wants a number 9 and are willing to offer money for Zirkzee to come to play for them as a number 9 in January as well. Also, we have other news regarding JJ Gabriel, the wonder kid in our academy, 15 years old, training with the team. And of course, we're going to cover Rúben Amorim's press conference later today as we are actually playing Brighton. Guys, do me a massive favor. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and hype this video. I don't know really how to do it, and let's send it.
Garnacho!
Has the Premier League ever been more challenging?
Will you be in the dugout at Old Trafford on Sunday? I will be here. Definitely.
Okay, let's go.
Alrighty then, welcome back to MUFC Realist TV. Welcome back to the channel. I really hope you smashed that like button, subscribed, and if you didn't, do so now, because we're going to talk about the revealing midfield list that came out the other day as well. We're going to talk about it, which one is plausible for January or summer. We're talking about Carlos Beleba, I cannot believe it, Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest, Adam Wharton, of course, Angelo and Conor Gallagher. So let's start off with Carlos Beleba. Without any further ado, we knew that Manchester United was willing to open the wallet to Carlos Beleba, but however, Brighton wanted to over excess of 100 million British pounds. Would be a record signing for Manchester United for such a youngster, 21 years of age. Apparently this season his mind has been turned. His mind is at the big move at Manchester, while his feet is planted at JTEX Stadium or Amex Stadium in Brighton. And we're actually playing them over the weekend. It's going to be interesting to do the Beleba watch. However, will there be a target that Manchester United will go for? 100%. They don't deviate from the target. Will this be a January move? I don't think so. Will he be worth the over 100 million the way he's playing right now? No. He's a maximum now the way he's playing, a 60 million pound player, right? Is that him down tooling basically because he wants to move? Is this the Manchester United tactic to lower down the price? Plausible, could be. But he's such a competitive athlete, and he had a brilliant season last season, such a big talent. So I wouldn't say that I don't want him. 100% there is a talent for him, but for 100 million, he's not worth it. 100%. I believe that if he continues this trajectory, being subbed out every single game, not putting in the shift, the price will come down. And this is something that Manchester United are looking at. This is the prime target. So interesting to watch, because we're going to play him absolutely this Saturday when we're playing Brighton at home. So can you believe it? We will do the Beleba watch. Next, we're going to talk about Elliot Anderson. Right, another player that we are linked with is a box-to-box midfielder, Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest. I believe this is a deal that could be made around 50 million pounds, 40 up to maximum 60 million pounds. Another youngster that is a really great prospect, doing well at Nottingham Forest. He's a different type of midfielder. If you're looking for a deep lining number 6, he's not really the answer. He's more of the ball carrying type number 8 hybrid number 6. So he's a totally different target what Manchester United are looking at Beleba, right? But they're not willing to pay the 100 million. So he's been heavily linked to us. Will I believe that he is the one that we will get? No, I don't really think so. I think that this name was just recently added. So on a harder meter in the summer, I give it a little bit of a 30%. Next, we're going to talk about Adam Wharton. Well, Adam Wharton is a profile that Manchester United really, really admires. I mean, we went for Carlos Beleba. He was the number 2 target if we didn't get Beleba. However, the summer window was too short to actually do something. He's highly admired by the scouting team, and he offers something different, right? He's not that sitting midfielder either. He's a more of a hybrid box, right? Box to box midfielder. But he's tenacious, he's got speed, he's an athlete, similar to Beleba, and this is something that Rúben Amorim really, really wants. Price tag, according to the transfer market, the reports were saying that Crystal Palace would like to cash in on 60 million. This is something in price range what I believe the Manchester United will do, but not in January because I don't believe that Palace will like to sell him. This will be in the summer window. Next, we're going to talk about Angelo Stiller as well. God, there is no smoke without fire because Fabrizio Romano came out and reported about Stiller. Now, Angelo Stiller was a speculation that came at the end of the summer window. This is something that I believe can be done based on the price. There is no smoke without fire. You know, there is a release clause on £40 million or less. He is willing to move to Manchester in January. Could this be a possible deal? Fabrizio Romano come in to say Justin Stiller is ready. It's really appreciated by the internally at Manchester United. The club have been tracking him and will continue to do so the coming weeks and months. This is the key words, the coming weeks and months. So we know that Manchester United are looking for reinforcements in January. We know we are looking at two midfielders. Potentially, could we buy a Stiller in January? Less than 40 million. Could we then go in the summer window to buy a Beleba Wharton for 60 million? That is 100 million spent already. If the opportunity is there, Manchester United will pull the trigger. We know that. But we will not go and pay 100 million silly money to Brighton for Beleba. Therefore, I believe the 100 million is the sweet spot for two midfielders. Let me know your thoughts and feelings. Do you think that Angelo Stiller, according to Ben Jacobs, will happen in the January window? Last but not least, we have Chelsea reject Conor Gallagher that is playing at Atletico Madrid, that is currently not getting game time and getting a little bit frustrated because it's a World Cup year. He wants to get into the World Cup, so he wants to play minutes. Ben Jacobs did a report. If Atleti is open the door to loan Conor Gallagher this season, I think that is a deal that Manchester United will do. If they are ready to buy him, the price in is in excess of £35 million. And it remains to be seen whether Manchester United choose to spend that money in January. Guys, so this is a Premier League proven player that could work in the midfield. In the midfield pairing, adding on Conor Gallagher, you could say as much as you want. I think he's a quite dynamic of a midfielder, like a box-to-box player. But £35 million, could Manchester United potentially lower down the price by saying, listen, we can offer you a loan with an option to buy or obligation to buy. This is kind of a stopgap. What would you say to bring Conor Gallagher back to the Premier League, to Manchester United? I would say that we need reinforcements. So if we don't going to sort of deviate from our summit signing targets, at least we need bodies in that can help us. For God knows how we're going to end up by Christmas. If we are in the top 4 spot by Christmas, if we win all the games in a row right now, if we get on the run, we need to protect that lead because Europa is the target set by INEOS, and Europa brings a lot of money. What do you think? Out of all these midfielders, who you think? Leave your comments below. Would you take Carlos Beleba in the summer, Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton, Angelo Stiller, or Conor Gallagher? Also, another report regarding Job Bellingham at Dortmund, also not getting minutes, and this is a loan deal market that Manchester United could do. However, 21 years of age, not a really Premier League proven. He's not an impact player. So I would sort of put him in the box below down there as well. But leave your comments as well and let me know, and let's move on to the next story. And the next story comes out regarding Joshua Zirkzee to be or not to be. Seems like he's not getting minute at Manchester United. We are not really playing as a false number 9. And if we do, we tend to line up with Cunha as a number 9 or Benjamin Sesko. So basically, Zirkzee is not getting minute. And reports coming out that West Ham is very, very much interested to do a loan deal for Joshua Zirkzee in January. So far, he's not really pushing the move, but it's very interesting stories to confirm by Fabrizio Romano. Let's bring Fabrizio Romano to the stage.
We had rumors coming from England about Joshua Zirkzee asking officially the club to leave in the January transfer window. I want to clarify something about that, guys, because I was talking about Zirkzee here on the channel a few days ago. And I maintain what I told you. As of today is day 23 of October, Joshua Zirkzee hasn't asked Manchester United to leave the club. The agent of Joshua Zirkzee didn't go to Man United and say, okay, let the player go. This didn't happen as of today. Then, this might happen from now to January. It's a concrete possibility. It's a serious possibility. But at the moment, it hasn't happened yet. So as of today, Joshua Zirkzee is focused on training hard, working hard, doing his best for Man United, and try to get a place in the squad. This is the mission for Zirkzee today. Then, if in the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 10 games, Zirkzee will not play again and again and again, obviously Zirkzee will consider the possibility to leave Manchester United in January. Because there is the workup, because he's not playing, because he's young and he wants to develop, because there is interest from West Ham in England and Italian clubs as well, where Zirkzee already did very well as a Bologna player in the past and then Man United signed the player. So keep an eye on Zirkzee, because he could leave Man United in January, yes, but at the moment he didn't ask yet to leave Man United. And don't forget Man United role, because Rúben Amorim already said that he wants Zirkzee to stay, he wants Kobbie Mainoo to stay. Don't forget what happened with Kobbie Mainoo in the summer transfer window. Kobbie went to the coach and his agent went to the club to ask to go, and Man United said, no, the player is going nowhere, we need him. And so they closed doors to an exit. So let's see what's going to happen with Zirkzee, with Mainoo in January. Because the two players want to play, but at the moment, it's still nothing formal. So let's wait, let's see what's going to happen.
Thank you, Fabrizio Romano, for providing your insight regarding Joshua Zirkzee. But as per usual, I want to hear your thoughts and feelings regarding this. Would you mind Joshua Zirkzee going out on a loan, considering that he's not getting game time, he's a surplus for requirements? I wouldn't oppose, because at the end of the day, I'm on the players' camp, right? I'm also looking at the squad depth, but knowing that we are not playing in Europe, it's just a waste of time sitting on the bench, right? So for me, yeah, if Zirkzee is not getting minutes, West Ham wants him, or some Italian clubs, better off to sort of send him on a loan and get some money for it, at least a loan fee. As per usual, leave your comments below what you think about Zirkzee. And if Zirkzee leaves, that frees up squad spot players, because Mainoo is not getting minutes. There's a lot of players that's not getting minutes. I want to dive into a next story as well, which is JJ Gabriel, right? JJ Gabriel is the prodigy, is the next up-and-coming Yamal, right? He is 15 years of age and killing it under 18, smashing goals. And there's a fast track for JJ Gabriel. You know, Wilcox love him, Vivell loves him, Amorim loves him, and yesterday he got his debut training with the first team. But however, that is massive for a 15-year-old. So that tells you how good he is and how they value him. However, he cannot play this year in the Premier League because of age restriction rules in the Premier League. So potentially next year he can, but just give him the experience, the attention, because there's a lot of clubs hovering around. Real Madrid, one of them. Barcelona, one of them. All the big clubs wanted to sign him, including Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, all of them. So this is Manchester United way to say, listen, JJ, stick with us. You get first team training. You might feature in some exhibition games. However, he cannot start in the Premier League, so don't get gassed up as of yet. But it is the right move for the right direction. Guys, I'm also going to finish up how Manchester United could actually spend money on two midfielders, plus a right wing back, which I'm going to talk about later on this story. There's a surprise name, right wing back, that I'm going to talk about. But however, reports coming out that Manchester United are expecting to splash in big on two homegrown talents, which is Marcus Rashford, that is pure profit FFP, and Mason Greenwood from Marseille. If that sale happen, Manchester United will recuperate a lot of money because it's a pure profit on the FFP. And that means that you can spend that 100 million plus for the two midfielders. But I'm going to transition to the final story that's coming from Ben Jacobs. They're no other It is that Manchester United in the summer are looking for a fullback or full wingback. And who is that? It is Antony Robinson from Fulham. So, where is this coming from? Well, Ben Jacobs was on the United stand as per weekly basis, talking about Manchester United transfer, confirming the midfield situation, willing to, but he's also mentioned the Manchester United are looking at a fullback, a versatile one that can play left and right. Obviously, we stocked in the number 10 position. We need midfielders, but I kind of agree that we need a new fullback because Diego Dalot is not the answer. Reports coming in from Ben Jacob. This is quotes taken from yesterday's podcast at United Stand. He says, I think Antony Robinson at Fulham was looked at in summer, a profile liked that I think is going to be the type of player, even if it's not him specifically. But let's see where the Manchester United will move on the left hand side, because from what I hear, Diego Leon is doing really, really well, and there's a big future ahead of him. And there is another current options on that left hand side too. This is according to Ben Jacobs on the United stand. So what does it mean? So Manchester United have been scouting Antony Robinson. That's a place that I've been talking about for ages. However, Manchester United are also looking at the academy player, or not really the academy player, Diego Leon, that we brought in January, that actually came in this summer to actually do bits and wonders. We've seen glimpses of it. Do we really need to splash cash on Robinson? Well, if we need experience, I would say that in that case, ship off Diego Dalot and bring in Robinson. You know, we have two players that can play left wing back, and that is Patrick Dogo and Diego Leon. But on the right-hand side, we are lacking. We only have one player at the moment that can do the job, and that's Amad Diallo. Dalot is kind of a defensive midfielder, not really offering that. So I wouldn't mind oppose if we actually bring in Antony Robinson in one of those positions and sell Diego Dalot. This has been Mick Ruby with the snappy update. Let me know in everything that we spoke about, who would you pick in the midfielder situation? Would you take Carlos Beleba? Would you take Elliot Anderson, Adam Wharton, Angelo Stiller, or Conor Gallagher? The option is yours, but I want to hear your thoughts and feelings. Leave your comment below. Which is your best pairing and why? And also, Zirkzee, what do you think? Should Manchester United let Zirkzee go in the January window? And also, regarding the wingback situation, would you take Antony Robinson if an opportunity was there? Guys, this has been Mick Ruby from MUFC Realist TV, giving you a short and snappy update. And I'll be back later on for Rúben Amorim's live press conference ahead of Brighton. Glory, glory, Manchester United. Send it.